Part U-Haul and find inside what Trump has been saying all along. Look. Liberals may be willing to turn a blind eye to the true dangers of illegal immigration, but fortunately, we have a president who is not. What Border Patrol agents just found inside of a U-Haul shows just how dire the situation really is. According to reports, Border Patrol agents discovered 8 illegal immigrants suffering from heat exhaustion inside a U-Haul that was pulled over near El Paso. 3 of the immigrants were from Brazil and the rest were from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Ecuador, and Mexico. They were reportedly locked in the cargo area of the moving truck on a day where the external temperature exceeded 100 degrees. When they were discovered by authorities, 1 was found unconscious while the other 7 were suffering from the early stages of heat exhaustion and dehydration. This was clearly a precarious situation, and could very easily have turned life-threatening, said Big Bend Sector Chief Jesse Shaw. The driver of the U-Haul and those who conspired with him will probably face enhanced prosecution for endangerment and smuggling. The bottom line? Illegal immigration poses significant risks for all of those involved, and this problem needs to be fixed. Do you want to see Barack Obama on the $1 bill? Not long ago, a rumor was circulating that President Barack Obama would be replacing George Washington on the $1 bill this year. That rumor was later proven to be false, although some new bill designs, including $20 featuring Harriet Tubman, are in the works. We're sure liberals were thrilled with the prospect of Obama being on their dollars, but the truth is, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing say the dollar is fine as is because it's rarely the target of counterfeiting. The U.S. Treasury also prevent living people from being on currency notes. Sorry Obama, but we won't have to look at your face every day anymore. What do you think? Are you relieved this rumor is false? Judge Dineen Pierrot goes all in, rips Michelle Obama limb from limb on live TV. Last week, Michelle Obama demonstrated her absolute lack of respect or class when she went on Oprah to bash Donald Trump, claiming that America has lost hope now that he is our nation's president-elect. Now, Judge Dineen Pierrot is firing back on the First Lady with some amazing words of wisdom. See, now, we are feeling what not having hope feels like, Michelle commented. You know, hope is necessary. It's a necessary concept, and Barack didn't just talk about hope because he thought it was just a nice slogan to get votes. He and I and so many believe, what else do you have when you do not have hope? Pierrot did not take her entitled comments lightly. You lived a life few can even imagine at the citadel of power and prestige in the world, she began in a recent segment. You and your husband, blessed by God, and the American people, with unique and historic opportunity to not only lead America from that shining place on the hill but impact Americans and give them hope virtually no others can. Now that you're leaving, hope is gone? Hope is when people, 30,000 at a time, stand in line in the cold with their children hoping to get a glimpse of a man they think can change the course of their lives from the downward spiral that you and Mr. Hope and Change have put them on, she continued. I'll tell you what hope and change is. Hope and change is when people show up 20,000 strong after an election, desperate to see the man who actually brought back jobs to almost 1,000 people when your husband said it was impossible. Check out the full segment below and tell us what you think. Do you agree with Pierrot? Are you ready for the Obamas to be out of the White House once and for Obama shows the world how slimy he really is. Look what he just did even though he's not president. Former President Barack Obama does not seem to be grasping the idea that he is not in the White House anymore. He took it upon himself to attend the G20 summit in Germany, completely undermining President Donald Trump in the process. It's ironic, considering the fact that many of the problems Trump are facing stem from the previous administration. The liberal media has been attacking the Trump administration for a hotel mix-up that caused them to be without accommodations for a while. As it turns out, that was the Obama administration's problem, not Trump's. The funny thing is that the United States delegation probably also would not have had hotel rooms if Hillary Clinton had become president, a White House official said. It was already too late by election day. But I bet even if Hillary had to sleep in a youth hostel, no one in the press would say it was her staff's fault, he continued. The worst part of this whole thing is that Obama doesn't even recognize his hypocrisy. At one point he said, "I would point out that we have one president at a time and one administration at a time." What do you think of Obama's act? Doctors confirm tragic announcement about Steve Scalise. On Wednesday, Representative Stephen Scalise, the House Majority Whip, was shot on Wednesday by an angry anti-Trumper. Now, doctors have just given an update on Scalise's health. Doctors at MedStar Washington Hospital Center confirmed on Thursday that Scalise remains in critical condition after undergoing his third operation on Thursday morning. The hospital also confirmed that Scalise suffered severe blood loss and that the bullet had fractured his bones and ripped through internal organs. President Donald Trump visited Scalise last night. He later said that the lawmaker was in some trouble but was a great fighter. "It's been much more difficult than people even thought at the time. He's in some trouble, but he is a great fighter and he is going to be okay, we hope," Trump said. "I have a feeling that Steve has made a great sacrifice, but there could be some unity being brought to our country. Let's hope so." Members of Congress have also been sending their prayers to Scalise and his family. All over the country, we have people praying for Steve, for Steve's wife and kids, for the others injured and for the doctors and nurses caring for our friends, said Representative Roger Marshall, Arkansas. "Steve is a great friend and father and a mentor to many of us." True patriot Tom Selleck ruins Rosie ODonnell, leaves her silent. Rosie ODonnell has made a habit of making outrageous statements about things she doesn't really understand. That's why conservatives were applauding this week when a clip surfaced showing conservative Hollywood icon Tom Selleck shutting her down on live television when she was pushing for stricter gun control laws. Selleck was appearing on Rosie's talk show to discuss a movie of his, but instead she cornered him about the Second Amendment. She started attacking the star for appearing in an NRA commercial. He proved he was a class act as he explained his pro-gun stance. In the end, Rosie was forced to apologize. "You also have the freedom of speech, but you're not allowed to scream fire in a crowded movie theater because it threatens the safety of other people," Rosie said. "Assault weapons threaten the safety of other people. There's no reason in my opinion to have them. You wanna have a hunting rifle? Great. You wanna have a handgun? Do you really think the Second Amendment is in the Constitution to guarantee hunting a target shooting?" Selleck joked. "Do you really think that's what the Founding Fathers meant? I think the Second Amendment is in the Constitution so that we can have muskets when the British people come over in 1800, she replied. "I don't think it's in the Constitution to have assault weapons in the year 2000. Selleck remained silent, a gracious move that won him the exchange. She invited Tom on her show and tried to discredit him, one user wrote. He remained very calm and logical. She only made herself look like an Billy Joel risks everything to defy Hollywood and do what no one else will for Trump. The liberal entertainment industry is full of actors and performers who are taking every chance they get to attack Trump on a public platform. There are only a handful of entertainers who seem to understand the value of keeping their political opinions relatively quiet, and legendary singer Billy Joel is one of them. According to Breitbart, Joel said that in terms of politics, entertainers are more like court jesters than court philosophers. The star also explained that his fans don't come to concerts to hear him complain about the president. "I try to stay out of politics. I am a private citizen and I have a right to believe in my own political point of view, but I try not to get up on a soapbox and tell people how to think," Joel said. "I've been to shows where people start haranguing the audience about what's going on politically and I'm thinking, this isn't why I came here," he added. As a matter of fact, One of the biggest cheers of the night comes when we do Piano Man and I sing. They know that it's me that they're coming to see to forget about life for a while, and the audience lets out this huge and I say, okay, yeah, don't forget that. Joel isn't the only one to urge actors to stay away from publicly discussing politics. I don't like to get involved politically at all. Nobody cares what I think politically, Josh Duhamel recently said.